What is this, you might be asking? Well, let me tell you. This is an x-ray of the pelvis, and you can see the pelvic bones on the outside, but in the middle, that round object there is a bladder stone within the bladder. And within that bladder stone is an object. Can you guess what it is? So a 45-year-old female presented to the emergency department with a long-standing history of recurrent urinary tract infections that had been repeated and also urinary urgency. Unfortunately, she had never been properly worked up for her recurrent urinary tract infections. So in the emergency department, this x-ray was done and they found this bladder stone that measured 8 by 7 by 8 centimeters. And within the bladder stone is a cup or tumbler. After further questioning, the patient revealed that 4 years prior, she'd inserted this tumbler into what she thought was her vagina, but it turned out it was her urethra. And just as a reminder, the urethra is the very tiny opening where the urine comes out of, and it's right above the vaginal opening. The patient was taken back to the operating room under general anesthesia, and this bladder stone with the tumbler inside was removed. And this is what it looked like. This is the actual specimen with the cup inside of the bladder stone. Foreign bodies placed through the urethra and into the bladder are typically done in individuals who have psychoaffective disorders or in individuals who are victims of sexual assault. But in this particular case, it was done in an act of sexual pleasure, and the patient thought that she was placing this object into her vagina, but inadvertently placed it in her urethra. But the act of something called urethral sounding is the voluntary placement of objects or foreign objects into the urethra. And in other cases, foreign objects placed into the vagina and left there, or if they're not able to be retrieved, can over time erode through the vagina and into the bladder, causing something similar to this. It is very important that if something like this happens, don't delay seeking medical treatment because of embarrassment or any other reason. Those objects need to be removed in order to avoid other complications.